Hello everyone, Namaskar. It's me, Sabin Lamichhane. I'm at second semester. Today I am going to present short presentations on literature review and the types of literature review under the course title Research Methodology. Without any delay, let's get started. The first part is literature review. What is literature review? Suppose if we are going to conduct a research on a topic, then first of all we should know what kind of current knowledge is available, or we should summarize the existing research finding. This process is known as literature review. Under literature review, we should review theoretical framework, under which theoretical framework uh, it is based and what kind of methods are used. After that, in literature review, we analyze various research studies which helps to identify the research gaps. If we know the research gap, it helps to uh, propose a new idea or a new research. Now the first parts of literature review, that is thematic review. So what is thematic review? Thematic review means uh, it's a process in which we organize the literatures uh, uh, around key themes or issues. It means in literature review, in thematic review, we collect the theme and we analyze the theme. Same kind of theme is reviewed first. For example, the use of ICT for enhancement of student learning. Uh, if we are going to conduct research on this topic, the theme is student use of ICT. So we should compare different studies, different what kind of studies or at, have been done on this concept under similar theme, under similar concept. So uh, it helps to identify the current trends, and it helps to for future research direction by finding emerging themes. Now second types of literature review is empirical review. Empirical review, it focuses on the finding of studies, what kind of finding is already exist, and it analyzes the what is the strength and what is the weakness of different approach. Empirical means from the results that already obtained, or what practiced that already have been done. It focuses on that. Empirical review helps to explore uh, or it highlights the importance of empirical review in advancing knowledge. So it helps to review the methodology section of the research paper. Now second, another kind of literature review is policy review. Policy, suppose if we are going to conduct on research in mathematics, so first of all we should examine the policies or practices uh, of current curriculum system or current this CDC CDC or mathematics practice, mathematics trend. What are the policies are there related to that specific topics? So policy review help uh, for decision making, and policy development. And policy review can reveals the research gap between policy intention and outcome. So policy review helps to effect implication effects and outcome of policy review, and it recommend best practices strategy for effective policy review. Now, after completing different type of literature review, we should we should aware about what is the critical perspective of review. Means we should look for questioning, what type of questioning or assumptions are used, or what kind of methodology is used to conduct the particular research. And we should consider its social, cultural and political context of research, on which cultural setting or political context research had been done or we are going to do research. And it helps to biasness or limitations in existing studies. So from the literature review, we should find the limitation of existing studies. Now, in research, by analyzing the literature review, by analyzing the different types of literature review, we can find out the research gap, which helps for future research and which provides the direction for future research. Now, what are the types of research gap, or which research gap should be addressed? This is the most important question. And there are several types of research gap, mainly 7 type of research gap. First one is evidence gap, second one is knowledge gap, third is practical knowledge gap, fourth methodological gap, empirical gap, theoretical gap, and population gap. So these are the types of research gap. Evidence gap. So evidence gap means if we are going to conduct a research and we reviewed articles or papers, and we found the contradictory findings on that research, uh, this type of gap is called evidence gap. It suggests us we need further investigation or improved method, so that uh, we can overcome the contradictory finding, or we can overcome the skewness of that finding. For example, conflict results of effectiveness of teaching strategy. This is the one example we can take. Now, next one is practical knowledge gap. Suppose if we are going to conduct a research on mathematics subject in a cultural context, if the uh, researcher is not does not belongs to that society or that cultures, there may generate some practical knowledge gap. He he will not be able to understand the language, or there will be problem to conduct the research, and such kind of barrier will generate different kind of results. This is known as practical knowledge gap. And next one is methodological gap. This is very important type of research gap. um, Methodological gap means it's what kind of methods is used in different contexts is known as methodological gap. Like using big data analytics in educational assessment. So methodology in this case, educational assessment, Big data is used, so methodology, either qualitative or quantitative. What kinds of method is used, what kind of procedure is used, that will generate different insights. So we should look for a methodological gap while conducting research. Theoretical gap means if we are going to conduct one research, if there is no theory, or if existing theory could not explain that particular topic, that is known as theoretical gap. In example, in case of mathematics learning, um, uh, suppose online learning engagement, so does online platform ICT tools helps to engage, increases engagement for students or not, if this is a some kind of research title. So there is no theories that can explain online learning and relation between online learning and engagement. So this is known as theoretical gap. It means current existing theory cannot explain the phenomena. This is known as theoretical gap. It indicates it need for or expanded theoretical framework. Now next one is empirical gap in research. So what is empirical gap? Empirical gap means insufficient data. If the data is insufficient, then it will generate one kind of finding. If we have sufficient data, it will be generate another kind of finding, and this is known as empirical gap or procedural gap. And methodological challenges, like outdated research method or lack of standardized procedure. So in the process, what kind of lacking is there, that is known as empirical gap. Or if there is unexplored topic, that is also count as a empirical gap. Now next kind of gap is population gap. So what is population gap? If we are going to, if by analyzing the research papers, we cannot say that research is not relevant for all. So it that research may be sampled from few group of people, so it do not apply, it does not represent all the populations, or the results is limited for a few group of peoples. So this kind of gap is known as population. Now in conclusion, uh, in conclusion of this, research review are essential. Why it is essential? Because literature review helps for advancing the knowledge, and we should know the existing knowledge. If we don't know the existing knowledge, it will be difficult to find the direction for new research. And different kind of literature review helps to propose uh, various kind of ideas. And identifying gap is crucial for driving new research. This is the most important parts we should find to uh, research gap. And the most important is critical perspective enhance the values of review. At last, I want to give thank you for everyone. Keep watching.